That's contrived. Chris White's gone up and gets in there as well. Grobbelaar down on the ground. Chapman cleared off the line. Not clear yet. Grobbelaar has it in his hands. Chris White was coming in, and Lee Chapman, who's always keen to get on the score sheet against Liverpool, raising the first cheer of the afternoon, really. Grobbelaar didn't hold on to it, and Chapman's hook cleared off the line by Tanner. Chapman's gone in there. White is with him as well. It's coming to the near post. Grobbelaar up. Dorigo here, a scorer in the last home game. It's come through, and Leeds have got the lead through Steve Hodge. The pressure from the corner kick paid off. Leeds got bodies in there, and the most important of all at the end was Hodge. Chapman going for it. Grobbelaar couldn't get a clean punch. White challenged as well. Dorigo knocked it on, and Hodge turned it in. Only up as far as Dorigo. He's headed past finds McAllister. Strachan's gone through the middle, and Strachan can really finish it this time. What a great save by Grobbelaar. Magnificent stop by Liverpool's goalkeeper. Tremendous ball by McAllister that's opened the way for Strachan, and that's going to be one of the saves of the season, I fancy.
Here's Brian Robson, and now Dennis Irwin. Hughes, instant kick to support. Robson arriving. It's fallen for Paul Ince, and Manchester United are in front. Their attacks have carried more threat again during the last 5 minutes or so. Irwin's corner, Robson trying to get in there. Hughes somehow smuggled off the line by the combined attentions of Pembridge and Chamberlain, but Pembridge kept the ball off the line with his hand. And Alec Chamberlain has a penalty to face. And Steve Bruce, successful 11 times from the spot last season, has missed one this. He's not missed that though. 18 minutes into the second half, and the Stretford end celebrates a second goal. Ryan Giggs. Brian McClare making the burst. Chamberlain couldn't keep it out. 3-0 Manchester United. Brian Robson on towards Ryan Giggs. Luton tormented at the moment. Giggs has tied Dreyer up. Hughes is there. McClare. 4-0. And it's carnival time at Old Trafford. And who knows where they're heading come the spring. Here they come again. Lovely pass from Hughes. McClare, who's on a hat-trick, don't forget. In towards Hughes. Well, he's deserved a goal, no doubt about that.
Plenty of goals at Selhurst Park, where Wimbledon had the first and last words, but was still upstaged by Gary Lineker. The Dons went ahead after 5 minutes when Gudni Bergson brought down Paul McGee. John Fashionu's short run-up, followed by a successful conversion. Spurs were level within 6 minutes though. Gordon Jury's long throw was lashed in by Gary Lineker, who has now scored in 6 of Tottenham's 7 league games this season. He scored again just past the half-hour mark. Paul Stewart playing in Naeem. Robbie Earle deemed to have committed a foul when he seemed to be trying to get out of the way. No disputing the quality of Lineker's penalty though. Tottenham lost 5-1 when these two sides met at Plough Lane in February. Wimbledon don't seem quite themselves at Selhurst Park yet, certainly not judging by the wide open spaces in their defence that allowed Vinnie Samways to make it 3-1 by half-time. After the break, it was all about Gary Lineker. The England striker completed his hat-trick in the opening minute of the second half with a typical poacher's effort after Gordon Jury had flicked on Naeem's corner. Lineker in the right place to pick up the rebound off the goalkeeper. His fourth followed in the 56th minute, Samways and Naeem combining to open Wimbledon's defence once again, Lineker keeping his cool once again, Hans Sager's wondering, why me? It's not the first time Lineker's scored 4 goals in a game. He did it for England in a friendly against Spain in Madrid 3.5 years ago. Wimbledon, the latest victims of a striker whose touch in front of goal is as sharp as ever at the age of 30. 11 goals in 7 league games for Lineker already this season. Tottenham made a bit of a meal of it after that and allowed Wimbledon 2 consolation goals that rather flattered them. Alan Cork turned in a loose ball as Spurs flat to the corner. And then Mickey Bennett, the former Charlton striker, pounced as the visitors panicked under another high ball into their penalty area. 3 for Wimbledon, but 4 for Lineker and 5 for Tottenham, who climbed to 3rd.
Ian Brandfoot really has plunged into the Southampton money reserves to try and strengthen his side. Bringing in Dave Lee from Bury for $250,000. He was Bury's leading scorer last season. Dowie, as I mentioned earlier, and also Terry Hurlock. A chance now, though, for Harks to break free. Williams in a key position. Marvellous goal for Wednesday. 5 minutes gone. The Southampton defence static. And Paul Williams with his 3rd goal in 4 games. Worthington with the free kick. Everybody up for Wednesday. Oh, it's cannoned off the bar. In fact, it was Ian Dowie. A very, very powerful free kick hit by Nigel Worthington. Parks and Worthington shadowing Dowie on the near post. Aimed at Dowie. Off the bar. Cleared off the line by King. And somehow Wednesday escape. Even they won't know. The ball seemed to strike the head, I think, of Nigel Worthington, as it was aimed at Dowie, took the underside of the bar. So Woods with a kick. Jempson out jumps Hall. Paul Williams finds Nilsson. Williams in some space now. Gittins can't control it. Inside, and Jempson with a goal yawning before him. And he wanted to score so much, all the possibilities flashed before him. And the crowd held their heads in disbelief as Jempson missed. Wednesday take the free kick. Nilsson to Jempson. Looks to shoot, comes off Cockrell. Falls for Harks. Harks with a cross. Into Worthington! Nigel Worthington! If ever a player deserved a goal, it was Nigel Worthington.
Here's Sinton. It's crossed over, it's a good one, it comes in towards Simon Barker. And it bubbles around and the shot has gone in! Rob Wilson scores for Rangers! Hardly over it comes. Headed it, and it's gone in! Darryl Peacock! 2-0. So it's Dennis Wise now with the corner. Over it comes. Headed on, and Graham Lassau's in there. The shot from Townsend. Oh! What a goal! Andy Townsend scores an absolutely magnificent goal. There's Jones. Comes in, Monkhouse there. It's gone in!
Now here's a rarity, a successful Manchester City penalty. They'd missed 2 in 2 games and Steve Redmond almost made it 3 in a row. West Ham equalised with a goal from Kenny Brown 7 minutes from time. But City snatched the points in injury time thanks to the strength of goalkeeper Tony Coton and the eye of substitute Colin Hendry.
Arsenal continued their amazing goal run. It took just 12 minutes to crack open Sheffield United's fragile defence. Alan Smith added another to the 4 he scored in midweek. Dixon made it 2 with a penalty. Then Groves took everyone by surprise and hit the 3rd. It was all over by half-time. Groves did all the work, and Rocastle got a lucky break off a defender. As Arsenal slumbered at the start of the second half, United stole a goal back. Bryson's run set up the chance, and Agana finished it acutely. But Arsenal finally killed the game with a crisp strike from Campbell. It was Arsenal's 15th goal in 8 days. All that was left at the end was for Seaman to show why he's now England's number 2 goalkeeper.
Mike Newell. He's lost Pearce and Beardsley's inside him and it's going out of the reach and in! From virtually nothing, Peter Beardsley. It came back off his shin, a little inadvertent, but it's 4 in 4 for Peter Beardsley. Shika's ball in, and, well, not the best of clearances, but goodness me, the best of finishes, Peter Beardsley. It's a nice ball forward, and Mark Ward's onto this. Now it's 1-on-1 if he can keep his head, but he loses control and goes tumbling, and the referee says no penalty. Mark Ward's not particularly happy about it, but the Everton players are putting out the linesman, and he's given the penalty. Penalty kick. Beardsley scores, and that's the hat-trick. Peter Beardsley, a great afternoon.
Beautiful touch. Kevin Bartlett timed that to perfection. Right outs in the middle if he can get the cross in. This is Johnson. Oh, and it hit the post. A let off there for the Canaries in the 3rd minute of this game. Hustled out of that one. Clipped in by Dryden. That's a good ball to Rideout. Rideout tries the shot. Oh, he scored! In off the post. 2 goals in 2 games for the new signing from Southampton. Again, Phillips has got that space on the right-hand side. Fox going it alone. He's got Phillips if he wants to use him. Turns it back into Ulathorne. Ulathorne with a shot, and Ulathorne scores! His very first goal in senior football. The 19-year-old celebrates with his skipper. It's Notts County 1, Norwich City 1. 17 and a half minutes left for play. Shot, oh, hit the crossbar. What a shot that was from Johnson. Out of the blue, and Brian Gunn literally didn't see it. But bad luck for Notts County. It struck the underside of the bar. Bartlett. Bowen putting it in his own net. Oh, tragedy for the Norwich City skipper, Mark Bowen. So Dryden getting it away anywhere will do as we move into stoppage time. Very short. County under pressure. Beckford going down. A penalty given. Oh, it seemed a slow motion dive that. And Neil Warnocker showing his disgust, threw a cushion onto the field. And a chance for Bowen to make amends. Bowen scores. That's the equaliser. That surely must be the final score.
Oldham got an early warning of things to come when pacey McBride beat Brian Kilcline to get in a troublesome cross. Young Craig Fleming to the rescue. But after 12 minutes, Oldham punished. Iain Wright directed a classy clearance to the right flank. McBride controlled well, a perfect tee-up. An on-the-run cross, and John Salaka's low header beat John Hallworth, showing just why Graham Taylor picks the Palace man for international duty. Minutes before the break, the equaliser. That man Rick Holden on the flank, a burst of speed, the lethal cross. Sharp missed his chance, but there was big Ian Marshall to hammer his 6th of the season. But Oldham couldn't keep Palace down. That man Ian Wright swept forward. Just one thing on mind, an object lesson in cool finishing to put Palace 2-1 up. But here's reward for persistence. Andy Holden seizing a half chance, a stab at goal, or right a lucky deflection, but they all count, and Oldham back in the game. Not for long. Oldham's defence asleep as Palace's lethal striker McBride took possession to calmly hit Palace into the lead. But luck was with Oldham. Defender Andy Gray was denied by Hallworth, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And 2-3 was how it remained.
Aston Villa had gone 6 games without a win going into this one, so what they really needed was a nice comfortable start to settle their nerves. What they didn't need was to concede a comical own goal before their goalkeeper had touched the ball. Sean Teal's lob wasn't quite on a par with Lee Dixon's a couple of weeks ago, but an embarrassment all the same, with just 13 seconds gone. It would have been strange though if a match between 2 of the division's best footballing sides had been decided by such a moment of absurdity, and in the second half Villa found their rhythm. Dwight Yorke was at the centre of their best moments, playing the through ball for Mark Blake to score his first senior goal and equalise. Yorke was involved again when Villa took the lead, Forest unable to deal either with an initial corner or Yorke's lofted ball towards Cyril Regis when it came loose, and Kevin Richardson judged the half volley to perfection. But it was Villa's third that had the home crowd buzzing afterwards, even if it came from rather an inauspicious start, Forest seemingly forgetting how to take free kicks in the absence of the suspended Stuart Pearce, but the rest was all about Yorke. A lovely turn left Brett Williams on the seat of his pants, the chip left goalkeeper Mark Crossley helpless, and the Villa fans rapt with admiration. The Trinidad and Tobago international was discovered by England manager Graham Taylor when Villa toured the West Indies a couple of years ago, and after a settling in period, he's starting to look comfortable in the First Division.